the way he acts, you know, it just annoys me. He's just quite thick, he's quite dense. I don't know if you remember it or not, but I said to you right after it, I went, you didn't win that fight.
You said it with zero confidence, I won that fight.
That ain't hitting someone, is it?
You raise your hands to try and grab me.
You might be a professional athlete, no slapping people. But I want to fight you. That's the difference.
That's what you're known for, being emotional.
Doesn't work.
You're emotional.
Am I? Okay.
Can't wait to lace up and fight him.
Can't wait.
What is hatred? A strong or an emotional dislike towards something or someone, usually mutual. On the 27th of April, live on DAZN, two fighters with a genuine hatred for each other will finally settle their differences in the ring. After more than 2 years of back and forth, former undisputed super lightweight champion Josh Taylor will once again share the ring with Jack Catterall. Before they do that, they meet here, face to face. This is Taylor versus Catterall 2. This is Face Off. Here we are, gents. This has taken a while to happen. What's the overriding feeling now that this fight is made? For you, Jack, is it a bit of redemption, wanting to get that W over Josh? Josh, is it for you maybe the chance just to prove the doubters wrong? I'll start with you, Jack. What's the overriding feeling now this is done?
Yeah, it's a relief. The fight's signed now. 2 years, we've cornered him, and we're in a position where we've got the date and venue set and we can settle it.
For you, Josh?
I just can't wait to get back. It's been 2 years, as you said. Yeah, I'm finally glad that we're here to get it done.
In your own words, why has it taken this long? By the time the fight rolls round, it's well over 2 years. Why has it taken so long?
Yeah, I think firstly, we had the rematch set. He got injured. He vacated all the belts and then he went and boxed Lopez. I think Josh had ambitions to go and fight your Crawfords, your Spencers, and he's come back to realisation now, and I'm his biggest fight right now.
That was before the rematch. That was before the first fight.
Yeah, you had all these ambitions.
That was before the first fight, yeah. No, after the first fight.
After the first fight, you talked about moving up to welterweight immediately after the fight,
but then
and challenging for the world titles.
Things happened.
You realised.
Which was get the rematch.
You realised.
Then I got injured.
That this is the only fight to do.
You think, okay, right.
Well, what other options were there?
Well, there's plenty of options, mate. What options are for you?
Steve Claggett.
Yeah, there was an option that got put there. Yeah, I shot it down.
But then there's no options at welterweight, is there?
Was there no? No.
You tell me, was there? What fights can you have at welterweight?
There was plenty.
Big fights.
But I want to fight you. That's the difference.
Yeah, well,
I don't think
you had a choice, but we're here now, so...
Okay, doesn't matter. Does it matter? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter, but we're here now, so we finally got you.
Yeah, good. Can't wait.
There does seem to be hate. I hate throwing that word around, but it does seem to be that. Where's that come from?
No, there's no hate. I don't hate him. I don't know him to hate him. But he's said a lot of things through the years. It's created a little bit of dislike, which is, it's not a guy that I'm going to sit and go for a pint with, you know. He doesn't like me, I like him, don't like him. So, purely business for me.
You said that he said a few things, verbals on social media. What's he said that's really sort of taken it up for you?
Nothing really. He's just the way he acts, you know, it just annoys me. He's just quite thick, he's quite dense. So it's like, he can't really think for himself, you know, he gets people to tell him what to say and that kind of stuff, and he still fucks it up. So
that's what he keeps saying, and he mentioned it yesterday. I don't know where the narrative's come from.
No, but you're
certainly nobody's telling me what to say.
Yeah, he does. Sam
like
gives you notes what to say and what to say and what to rehearse.
Hate's a strong word, but we don't see eye to eye. We're two different characters, and there's this whole narrative about England, Scotland. It's a good rivalry and it gets the juices for him, but it's just me versus Josh, and I don't think he's a nice guy. He's not somebody I'd shake hands and go and have a pint with. We don't see eye to eye. We're not friends, and we're going to fight, and that's what I'm most excited for, to glove up and dust him in.
Did your dislike for Josh come after the fight? After the first fight you had? Again, it wasn't his fault that he got the decision, but did your dislike for him grow because of that result?
You know, I think the fallout after the first fight, the stuff he said, and listen, it's been back and forth. I've said things, he said things, and I think it's built this animosity, and ultimately we're here now. We don't like each other and we're going to fight.
There was, again, talks of big fights in America. Terence Crawford's name was brought up. You going to 147 was brought up. Were those the real aspirations as opposed to maybe having a rematch with Jack?
No, I wanted to get this one put to bed first. I wanted to get it put to bed first, and we're here now. It's obviously taken a long time, but we're here now, better late than never.
Going into the first fight, this man here, undisputed super lightweight champion, best fighter in Britain, for me, top 6, top 7 pound for pound. Where do you think Josh is now?
We'll see. We look at his last fight against Lopez. He got done off Lopez. I said it yesterday and I believe it. I think he's touched the ceiling. I think he's on the decline.
Good.
By no mistake, I'll be preparing for the best version of him, but do I think he's reached his peak? I do.
Where do you think you are, Josh?
I think I'm still there. You know, just because I've had a couple of bad performances, so what? Look at throughout history, the great fighters of the past, they've all had bad performances and had defeats and all that. They still come back and they're still great fighters. I'm still a great fighter. I know I am.
You've said a few times, and you said it in the immediate aftermath of your first fight with Jack, that you underestimated him.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I just didn't take him seriously. And that's the worst mistake that you can do in the art of warfare, is underestimating your opponent, and that's what I done. I believe that I had a really bad night. You know, he had a decent night. He wasn't great either, but I just didn't take it seriously. And I trained right, I trained stuff, but I wasn't. My head wasn't right. You know, which is where I went wrong, and I won't be making the same mistake twice.
Let's go back to that fight, February of 2022. Do you think you won the fight?
I certainly didn't think I lost, that's for sure. I didn't think I lost, but I was standing there going, this is close, this could maybe be a draw. I didn't think I lost, but because of the point taken off, I thought, oh, this is going to be a draw, but I didn't think I lost. So when I got the nod, I was like, all right, nice one.
Jack?
And I said to him right after the decision, I mean, you didn't win that fight. I don't know if you remember it or not, but I said to you right after it, I mean, you didn't win that fight.
You said it with zero confidence, I won that fight, but listen, it's irrelevant now.
Yeah,
what matters is April.
Yeah, we're here, so yeah, great.
Did he surprise you in that fight?
Not really, no. I think it was purely down to myself and the performance that I put in and the way my mindset was. So I don't think he'll do much different in the next fight, but we're going to find out, aren't we? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
He more looks at that performance against you as him not performing, him maybe underestimating you as maybe you overperforming. Do you feel like he's not giving you credit for that performance?
No, I don't think he performed great either.
I'm the first to say that.
I think he could be better, but I don't think he was that great, but I also don't think he can do much better or do much different.
You think you can do a lot better?
I can. It's pretty evident, you know. It's pretty obvious from my previous performances and titles and accolades that I've done that I'm 100 times better.
You said you don't think Jack will ever be a world champion.
Correct.
Is that because of the world champions that are there now, or do you think you don't think that he's got the talent to become a world champion?
You know, a bit of both. I think his style and the way he boxes, he just does enough to try and win. The other guys that are coming into the division now are good fighters and they take care of him, no problem. I don't think he'll become a world champion. He'll be the nearly man in British boxing.
And that's fine, like we said, opinions. Everybody's got an opinion, that's his opinion. I'm comfortable with that. I believe in my ability. And like we said, we could talk about these world titles. That's not relevant right now. The focus is on Josh, beating Josh, and then we'll sit down and see what's after that.
All the belts are scattered. Do you think he'll become a world champion again?
No, I don't think so. I think after this fight, I think he'll be off on his merry way.
Let's be honest, the first fight, as much as it was built up, the first fight wasn't great, was it? I mean, it's easily forgotten. The scorecards make everyone remember it, but from a stylistic standpoint, it didn't really catch fire. What type of fight are we getting now?
It was pretty simple last time. I felt like I won the fight in cruise control. He was falling short. Everything he said last time we were sat at this table talking, can I outbox him, can I outfight him, defence, everything he said, I did, but I did it in gear one. I think next time I've got to go out there, switch the gears and show what I'm really capable of. That's
what I'm saying. Did it in gear one, it was his biggest chance, and he just tried to steal the fight, nick and steal the fight. And
I expected a lot more from him. It was easy to hit, easy to catch, and he didn't really pose a lot of problems. And probably I fell into the trap of being a bit comfortable, but that won't happen this second time round.
Why?
Because I know I've got a point to prove, and I know what lies ahead after this fight.
Josh, what do you think he does well?
What he done in the first fight, which is slowing the pace down, sort of slowing the pace of the fight down, which he done quite well in the first half of the fight. So yeah, I think he done quite well.
How would you compare Jack to some of the other guys that you've been in the ring with?
Not anywhere near the best I've been with. You know, that was the worst I've ever been in, and he couldn't really do much. You know, he said obviously he's cruising and all that, but when that's your biggest chance and opportunity to become only the second undisputed world champion in the UK, you take it with both hands. You pounce on it, and he never done it. He's not got it in him to do it. So I believe that he's not got the minerals to become world champion.
You haven't seen each other for a couple of years, and you finally do. You put his hand around his neck, he pushes you. Why? Where's all this?
He said it yesterday. He said, I raised my hand, it's not professional. I think you watch it back, he walked over me, tried to grab my nipples, which I thought was a bit strange.
I gave you a little, you know.
Yeah, so you talk about raising hands. He raised hands first, I let him know, and then...
I never raised no hands, I just went like this.
You raised hands and tried to grab my nipples.
I never raised no hands. I ain't hitting someone, is it?
You raise your hands to try and grab me.
You might be a professional athlete, no slapping people.
Yeah, you got a slap yesterday and you didn't do
Because
nothing about it.
You've got to control yourself. You've got to emotionally control yourself.
I'm the one
You ain't
that's
got the
emotionally
brains and
intact. It's
capacity
you that
to do
can
it.
lose your emotions. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, okay. I'm very.
Yeah, you are
control my
emotional.
emotions, mate.
We know that that's what you're known for.
I'm very. That's because you've tried it the last couple of days.
No,
and it
I've
didn't
not
work.
tried it. That's what
Doesn't
you're
work.
known for, being emotional.
Doesn't work.
You're emotional. So.
Am I? Okay.
But yeah.
I think I'm a hothead, don't you?
You are a hothead. That's all everyone's talked about.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
the one
all
that
think.
gives yourself the
That's
nickname,
what
the
you all
Hank.
think.
So
Yeah, because that's what you all think.
All right then.
Yeah, that's what you all think. Great. Great for you.
I saw, Josh, that you tried to give him a little gift at the presser at Manchester. What was the gift?
A little colouring and crayons, you know, because basically he can't think for himself and what to say and what to do in these situations. He's got Sam Jones there, standing there telling him what to say and shall I say this, shall I say that, you know, at press conferences and all that. He can't do it himself. He's not got his own patter. He's not got his own brain cogs and brain functions to come up with anything for it to be excitable. You know, he's boring. He's a bit of a plank. So that was it, really.
Did you see it before you slapped it away?
Yeah, of course I've seen it. I didn't find it funny.
It was a good one as well, you know. It was a nice colouring book, you know.
Wherever this narrative's come
ones.
from is I don't know where it's come from. It's a bit thick, really. It speaks more about him than me. It's embarrassing, but yeah, that's Josh.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
He thought it would be funny. It wasn't that funny, really.
You're just dumb. It's quite funny.
Does he irritate you, Jack?
Yeah, I'm not that emotionally attached to him to let him irritate me.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a prat. Can't wait to lace up and fight him.
Yeah, I know. I don't wind you up or nothing to her.
You just embarrass yourself.
Yeah, I know.
It's embarrassing.
I know.
And I think he thinks he gets under my skin, but he obviously doesn't know me, or his team don't know me enough to know that he can't get under my skin.
No?
No, definitely not. He tried to bring me some crayons. I just thought, wow, it's a bit. Turn up half an hour late. It's a bit embarrassing.
Traffic,
not
mate.
professional.
That's what happens when you put.
Yeah, you just prepare.
That's what happens when you put press conferences
Yeah.
at 5:30 rush hour. I set out for plenty of time, 9:30 in the morning to a
Yeah,
press
you just
conference
plan
at
ahead.
5:30. You know,
Just plan ahead.
I left about
Got to
7
Edinburgh
hours
on time.
before. 7 hours before, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, takes
Just
time.
set off a little bit early next time.
Yeah, no worries, pal.
What did you mean when you said Josh can't look straight?
You know what? These last 2 days, he doesn't look great, and I've said it before. I think you're not the fresh-faced fighter you once was. You look a bit rough. I think when we got to Edinburgh Monday,
and all that,
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, we looked at him Monday. He looked a bit glazy-eyed. He looked rough. Had the same clothes on for the last 2 days, and he doesn't look well.
Are you blind as well?
No, you had the same clothes on for the last couple of days. And
Did I? Different t-shirt, different shirt,
yeah,
different
you don't
jeans,
look fresh.
different trainers, but still the same clothes, yeah. All right.
Why against each other like this? Is it just a case of competitiveness? Is there a bit more?
I'm definitely competitive. I know he is. I want to beat him. He wants to beat me.
As every fighter
This rival's
does,
been
doesn't it?
created, and the stuff online and the smaller stuff, and it's come to this. And I think it's helped for boxing and for the sport. And I just can't wait to fill him in.
There's been so many big domestic dust-ups over the years, right? You guys would have seen Froch Groves, would have go back a few more years and seen Ben Eubank. It's your time now. How important is it for a domestic dust-up like this to be remembered?
This is great. This is part of what you're in boxing for these rivalries and these big fights to be a part of, and I'm enjoying it all. You know, I had it with Prograis and all that, so yeah, it's great, it's enjoyable, it's part of the job, and I'm having fun with it.
And for yourself, Jack?
Yeah, it's healthy. It's good for British boxing. Not too often. Over the years, you get the odd fighters that get the dance partner that me and Josh have got. You've seen it here, Bellew, Quigg, Frampton, and we've got that, so it's exciting.
All right, Jack, I'm going to ask you first. How do you beat Josh?
Yeah, I think I prepare for a better version of Josh, but I think he's shot to bits. His legs have gone. I think he walks into punches. I don't think he's got the attacks and the footwork to get around the ring. He just walks into everything, gets bashed up, marked up, and I think it's over before the 12th round.
He ain't never done it to anyone, so he ain't going to do it to me. If he can't do it when I'm at my weakest and my worst, then unfortunately he ain't going to do it this time.
It'll happen this time.
And then if you see it this time, you come to actually engage instead of steal and nick.
Yeah, it's all wrong for you this time.
You're
You finished this time.
Offence game. We'll see.
Okay. I don't think your body holds up to it. Just riddled with injuries, stop drinking and...
I have a few pints before the fight, mate, listen up a little bit.
No excuses this time though, yeah?
Yeah, there's no excuses. If you don't think or know that wasn't me in the first fight, then you're more stupid than already thought.
Sam, just no excuses.
Yeah, there was no excuses anyway.
Do you think it goes 12, Josh?
I don't think so. It's got potential, you know, because he is good at moving around and slowing the pace down and stuff, but the way he's talking and whether he actually does come and do it or not, then it won't last 12 rounds now.
I'm going to ask, I don't expect it to happen, but I always
Definitely
ask
not.
for a handshake.
I'll go for a handshake if he wants, but if he wants to be a little prat, then there you go.
I think right now you're the enemy.
Fair enough, like, fair enough.
So,
No handshake, but I guess you guys will throw hands on the 27th of April, live on DAZN. It is Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall 2. Make sure you guys tune in to watch. Cheers, gents.